Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Thursday morning. A hot day yesterday, and not going to be quite as hot as we head into the day today, but still going to be pretty warm out there. Again, dealing with a little bit of humidity. Also going to be watching out for some showers and thunderstorms. Again, at times, as we head over the next several days. So a lot for us to kind of keep our eyes on. But also, today is Thursday, and that means it's Drought Monitor Day. So we have a new drought monitor that was released, and it carried with it more good news. So we'll go jumping in. This is what the drought monitor looked like last week. Again, basically the entire state covered in drought, but we had taken some steps forward, gotten rid of some extreme drought across parts of the panhandle. So again, we've been trending in the right direction, and we continued that trend this week. So again, this is what it was last week. And now if you look at it this week, again, we continue to get rid of some areas of drought. No more extreme drought across parts of the Northeast. We've gone basically from almost the entire panhandle seeing areas of extreme drought to now in northern half of the panhandle at least under moderate drought conditions. Still have some severe drought across the southern parts of the panhandle. Still have some severe drought kind of again from McCook over to the Tri-Cities. Still have some across north central parts of the state. Lincoln, much of southeastern Nebraska under moderate drought, but again, trending in the right direction. So that is the good news. Again, if we look at the change map from last week to this week, again, we saw those areas of improvement, especially across the northern panhandle and across parts of central Nebraska as well. So again, those are all good things, but we still have more work to do. Again, been dry the last couple days, and certainly now that it's going to be getting hot, that's going to continue to kind of ramp up the need for us to get some additional moisture. So if you look at the time series of drought over the course of the last year, again, this time last year we were great. Quarter of the state just under abnormally dry conditions. Now still have, again, mostly the entire state under some sort of drought, but now nothing for exceptional drought, nothing for extreme drought. We only have 25% of the state under any severe drought conditions. Again, just a couple weeks ago, that number was closer to about 60%. Again, still have about 60% of the state under some moderate drought conditions, 13% of the state or so under abnormally dry conditions, just under 0.5% of the state right now is drought-free. But again, we can see, especially with those areas of severe drought, especially with those areas of extreme drought going down over the last several weeks, we have been trending in the right direction. Would love to kind of now try and start to eat into some of that moderate drought. But again, need more moisture, need more rain, and we do have some chances for some additional moisture. And as we head over the course of the next week, a lot of them are fairly low-end chances. Looks like maybe next week we could see some more widespread rainfall. We'll look at that in just a second. But looking nationally, drought monitor, again, pretty incredible to see much of this, most of the southern plains, and then really into the southeast and up into New England, almost completely drought-free. Again, Florida does have some drought. And then as you head across really the Rockies west into the southwestern parts of the country, that's where we have really the most drought right now, especially again southwest Texas into parts of New Mexico and Arizona. That's where we have a lot of areas of extreme and exceptional drought. But again, if you look at the time series over the course of the last year, again, drought in terms of spatial coverage peaked around 7, 8 months ago. Back late last year, but since then we've kind of been trending down, and actually now this week dropping below 50% of the state of the country under any kind of drought conditions. About 52% of the country drought free. So again, that is good news. Again, obviously drought kind of ebbs and flows, but again, that is good news right now. So improving drought conditions here in the state and for many areas across the country. Hottest day of the year so far yesterday here in the capital city, 94 degrees was our temperature. 63 was the low, which was close to where we should be. The high about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. But again, no moisture. Have about buck 20 so far this month, 7 1/3 inches so far this year in terms of liquid precipitation. That is, again, almost 5 1/4 inches below normal. And again, while we've seen some improvements in the drought monitor the last couple of weeks, again, especially in May and in June, we can start to run up some deficits pretty quick if we go a week or 10 days, with no moisture. And again, we're going to see some small chances, but I think they're going to be pretty hit and miss chances for us over the course of the next several days. So it will be a bit cooler today. I think temperatures dropping down maybe upper 80s to right around 90 degrees, but it's going to be staying pretty warm for us through the weekend. And then again, turning muggy as we head through the rest of the week, into the weekend, and into the week next week. Again, so far we've kind of kept those higher dew points at arm's length. Again, it's been a little humid at times, but it hasn't been oppressive. But I think we could see more of those oppressive dew points as we head into the weekend early next week. Low temperatures this morning, again, close to where we should be this time of year. It's upper 50s, low 60s across much of the state. Not a bad morning for us. On the Tempest weather stations across town, generally, again, low to mid 60s. And right now, again, plenty of sunshine, just a few clouds out there as we start our Thursday here in the capital city, just past 9 o'clock. 72 both at the studio and at the airport. Just a light south wind, and again, dew points at 62 degrees. So again, that's again enough that you can at least feel it a little bit out there, but it's not too bad. Temperatures on the Tempest stations across the Lincoln Metro generally sit in the low to mid 70s. Temperatures across the state anywhere from the low 60s to the low 70s. Coolest reading is in Chadron, there at 61 degrees. Warmest reading 74. You can see that in Columbus, Tacoma, as well as in the Omaha area. Dew point numbers, again, these aren't terrible. They're in the low 60s for most, but again, these are going to continue to climb as we head over the next several days, and eventually, again, going to be getting into that pretty muggy category for us. Winds aren't too bad, generally light out of the south at around 5 to 10 miles an hour or so. Shouldn't see too much wind as we head out there through the day today. Satellite radar picture, pretty quiet. Again, if you look at the visible satellite imagery, we can kind of see some cloud cover here and there. So again, we'll call it mostly sunny for much of the state as we start our Thursday. I think we're going to continue to see a lot of sunshine as we head through the day today. So again, not a whole lot of cloud cover for us, at least anyway. If you zoom out, look at a regional view. Again, there's a little weak disturbance across parts of the Dakotas to our north. Another little weak kind of push of moisture over to our south and to our east, and we're going to be kind of, again, sandwiched in between. So again, there will be some chances for rain, thunderstorms today, mainly across the western parts of the state, though, along a weak frontal boundary. Again, that could spark off some thunderstorms later this afternoon and into this evening. We zoom out, look at a national view. Again, we can see some of that moisture surging northward out of the Gulf, across parts of East Texas, again, making it as far north right now as parts of southeastern Kansas, parts of Missouri. Again, not sure if it's going to lead to anything for us, though. But again, is leading to some areas of heavy rain there across parts of East Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas. They have flood watches that are in place in those areas. Still have also some air quality alerts across parts of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and even into parts of Montana. Again, some smoke continues to linger across the area with those Canadian wildfires, so it could continue to be an issue at times. Again, we've seen air quality across the state kind of in that moderate category again this morning, so again, could continue to be a problem, especially for those people that are sensitive to maybe having some of that smoke in the air. But no air quality alerts out there for anywhere in the state as of this morning. That could always change, so again, always as always, we'll keep you up to date if that does change. Check out Skycast through the day today. Again, I think mostly sunny skies, generally dry, especially through the morning and most of the afternoon, but you start to hit late afternoon, early evening, we can start to see some of those thunderstorms beginning to try and fire off across parts of western Nebraska. Again, could see some strong storms that do pop up. Again, it's going to be areas in the Sandhills, North Platte, over into the Panhandle that probably have the best chance to see some of this activity as we head into this afternoon and into this evening. That activity kind of fades then as we head late tonight into the overnight hours. Again, areas off just to our south and east going to see moisture continue to lift northward, but again, I think that's going to generally remain just east of the area. So again, here in Lincoln, southeastern Nebraska, we might see a little bit more cloud cover at times overnight tonight into early Friday with some of that activity, but again, I don't think we're going to really see much in the way of any moisture as we head through Friday morning into the afternoon. Again, call it mostly to partly sunny, and then Friday afternoon, Friday evening, we're going to watch for thunderstorms to develop along the high plains, push off into the areas off to the east. But again, that activity, best chance for it is going to be basically North Platte, southwestern Nebraska, the Sandhills, the Nebraska Panhandle. That activity will kind of fade as we head then late Friday into early Saturday, and then into Saturday morning. Again, mostly sunny, pretty quiet start to the day, and then Saturday We're again looking at mostly sunny skies across much of the region. Outside chance, maybe seeing a shower or thunderstorm. Again, I think going to be overall pretty quiet. Just going to be warm. Again, if you look at the precipitation potential over the next 3 days, best chance for really more meaningful moisture is going to be, again, across the Sandhills, Panhandle, southwestern Nebraska, where we see those better thunderstorm chances over the next couple days. And so over the next 3 days, they could maybe see half an inch to an inch of moisture with some of those thunderstorms. And then if you look at the 7-day precipitation potential, again, it looks like maybe into parts of next week is when we see maybe more widespread rainfall across the state. Again, half an inch to an inch, maybe an inch and a half on the high end for locations across the 10-11 coverage area. So again, I think over the next couple days, pretty low-end chances for Lincoln, eastern and central Nebraska to really see much in the way of any meaningful moisture, but I do think we'll see some better chances as we head into the week next week. So if you look at the severe weather outlook for the day today, this is actually new. They just added that slight risk across parts of, again, the Panhandle, into the Sandhills, into parts of South Dakota, but marginal risk generally across the western parts of the state. Again, here in Lincoln, much of eastern central Nebraska. Again, we won't rule out a stray thunderstorm, but again, I think most areas likely going to stay dry. Into the day tomorrow, that marginal slight risk extends across the high plains. Again, eastern Wyoming, eastern Colorado, into parts of western Nebraska. Again, large hail, damaging winds would be primary threats with those thunderstorms. And then on Saturday, there is a marginal risk, again, across much of the state, including Lincoln and Lancaster County. But again, right now, I'd say that any storms do develop, it would be large hail, damaging winds as the primary threats. But I think if any storms do develop, I think the chance of that actually happening is pretty low at this point right now, 20% or so at best. So if you check out Skycast statewide view, try and time things out this morning, nothing to worry about, really nothing to worry about for most of this afternoon. It's late this afternoon into the evening. Again, along that line, kind of stretching from the southern Panhandle into north central Nebraska, where we could see some of those thunderstorms develop. Again, large hail, damaging winds would be our primary threats with that activity. It stays mainly across the western third of the state as we head through this evening, and then into early tomorrow morning. We'll call it mostly to partly sunny across the state. Again, dry through most of the day with mostly sunny skies, but late afternoon, evening, again, we're looking to look for those thunderstorms to develop off the high plains, move east into parts of the Panhandle, into the Sandhills and southwestern Nebraska. That's about as far east as that activity is expected to make it. Into Saturday morning, generally dry, mostly clear, and then mostly to partly sunny through the day on Saturday. Small chance into the afternoon and evening for, again, some isolated thunderstorms across the state. But again, if we do see some of those thunderstorms pop, they could be on the strong side, so it's something we'll watch for. So as far as temperatures today, not quite as hot. We'll go mid to upper 80s, right around 90 degrees for central and eastern Nebraska, some upper 80s, low 90s in western and southwestern Nebraska. In Lincoln, we'll say 89, 87 in Grand Island, right at 90 in North Platte. Low temperatures into tomorrow morning are in the upper 50s and low 60s. High temperatures on Friday, again, kind of mid to upper 80s, right around 90 degrees for most of the area. Could be a little bit cooler for north central, northwestern Nebraska, into the lower to middle 80s. Into Saturday morning, upper 50s to upper 60s. Into Saturday afternoon, a little bit warmer, low to mid 90s across the state, 92 in Lincoln, same for Grand Island, Hastings, as well as North Platte. Sunday morning, it's low 60s to even low 70s, so a warm morning on Sunday. Sunday afternoon, again, right around 90 degrees for most of the state, kind of plus or minus a degree or two here or there. And then into Monday morning, again, 60s to right around 70 degrees for lows. Monday afternoon, kind of the similar story, upper 80s, right around 90 degrees for northern Nebraska, into the low 90s, mid 90s for the southern sections of the state. And you look at the 7-day forecast, looks like maybe then slightly cooler weather by next Tuesday, Wednesday. Temperatures back down 87 for next Tuesday, 86 for next Wednesday. And I think that's when we start to see the slightly better chances for some more widespread rainfall across the state into the middle parts of the work week next week. Otherwise, pretty low-end chances Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday of next week. But obviously, it is Father's Day weekend, so we'll keep an eye on those rain chances. A lot of folks probably going to be looking to get outside, so again, we'll keep an eye on those and keep everyone up to date with the latest as we head over the next couple days. So 10-day forecast for select cities across the state. Again, you can see it's generally 80s and 90s as we head over the course of the next week to 10 days. So again, this is above average for a lot of us. And again, not horribly hot, but it will be warm over the course of the next week to 10 days. So again, pretty June-like pattern setting up for us. And those dew point numbers, again, looks like they'll continue to be held kind of in check over the next day or two. But as we head late this weekend and certainly into the week next week, it looks like pretty muggy conditions could return, especially for parts of eastern Nebraska, with those dew points potentially reaching the mid to upper 60s, low 70s. And again, once you're getting into that range, you're feeling it's feeling pretty gross outside, and you could see some heat indices into the upper 90s, maybe even approaching the triple digits at times. So again, that's obviously something we'll keep a close eye on. Rain chances, again, I think today are pretty slim for the eastern half of the state, better for the western half of the state. And then again, low end chances as we head through the weekend and into the week next week. I think again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is a time frame we want to keep our eyes on, again, for at least the chance for some more widespread rainfall across the state. 8-14-day temperature outlooks. This takes us June 19th through June 25th, continuing to favor above average temperatures during that time. And then the precip outlook, again, doesn't really seem to have a preference one way or the other for most of the state, whether it be drier than average or wetter than average. So again, obviously we'll keep an eye on that. We would prefer it to be wetter than average, considering the drought conditions and the deficit of rainfall that a lot of us do have, but at least seeing some improvement in that drought monitor again today. Obviously we'll keep an eye on those chances for thunderstorms over the next couple days and that threat for some severe weather, at least across some parts of the state today. Mainly it's going to be in the western sections of the state, but we'll keep an eye on it. As always, I'll keep you up to date. So make sure you stay tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of the latest details. Until next time, hope everyone has a nice Thursday. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.